So, what other things can we do? Because again, when I talk to my clients, their anxiety is way up. Here's the issue, too, we got to talk about strong women. When people perceive you to be strong, you don't need help. Because I sometimes will call a couple of my friends and they're like, girl, please, you're married a long time. You're strong. I'm like, and when I try to attempt to tell them what's going on with me, it's like in one ear and out the other.
I think for me that there's two ways around that. It's perspective, right? So there's two sides to that. One side, you need to have your community. When I started coaching, I had 0 followers, right? We all start somewhere. So if you think you don't have anyone to talk to, you don't have any friends, you don't understand, you don't have people who understand you, it doesn't matter. You can start a new circle. I used to look up to other coaches like, wow, they have this, girl gang, like, their life is amazing. I don't have any followers, but you know what? You start from one client, then you get a little group together, and then you have your tribe, and then your tribe is going to keep you positive. So it's okay, it doesn't matter where you are now, it's important where you're headed. And you talked about focus, what you focus on grows. So if you're focusing on growing yourself, it's going to grow more. Your tribe is going to grow, your community is going to grow, and you're growing all together, right? These are circumstances. We get to choose how we react to the circumstance, right? It's positive or negative. We get to choose how we look at this situation, and it's not going to affect us at all, right? So I was talking about the other side where we
Right.
do the inner work. You have to do the inner work so that you are so strong that you are your own hero, right? That when you don't have your tribe next to you, you're still going to survive. You're still going to thrive because when no one else can save you, right? Because we can't depend on others. When no one else can save you, you can save yourself. And you have to believe that you have the ability. And if you don't, you learn, you educate yourself, you learn new tools, right? We as coaches, we have tools, right? If I feel anxiety, if I feel stressed, I pick something from my toolbox and I do that. If you need, you put on a mask, do whatever fills your cup, and what fills everyone's cup is different, but you've got to know what fills your cup and you go fill it.
What I've learned in 2020, because before I would accept bad behaviors from people, particularly girlfriends or girls that I thought were my friends. And we still are, because everything's a season and a reason. So I don't fault anyone for not living up to, here's the thing, my expectations. So, and again, it's my expectation. So what I've decided to do is, it's okay if you have a circle to put someone outside of the circle. Not that you're not friends with them, but you have your inner circle and your outer circle. And it's okay to interchange people, whether you want to call it musical chairs, whatever. You have to do that because for me, I need to make sure I don't need to be stressed out by anything simple. So, what I'm learning to do now, Lucy, is I don't sweat the small stuff. I control my no, I can't control my circumstances, but I can control what's happening while I'm going through my circumstances. Because before I used to be a hothead, believe it or not. Yep, I used to be. And I've learned through tools, through coaching, through because again, when people see us, I don't know about you, when people see me, they think I'm always happy, always. And when I post my inspiration and motivational quotes, I am not just doing it for my tribe, my women are worthy people. I'm doing it for me as well. And that's what I want people to understand, that, I'm not always 100% happy every single day. No one can be that way every single day. But I know, but I could post something. And when I post it, Lucy, it changes my emotion or whatever I'm feeling. It definitely makes me feel better when I'm doing it. So that's what I do. So my motivational quotes and my inspiration, my affirmations, it helps me tremendously So it's not just, and I try to tell people it's not just for them, because they'll say, Jackie, did you post this about me? Is that meant for me? When I don't even have no idea what they're going through. It just hit me. The spirit hits me because I'm all about manifestation and things like that. So, I just love your work. And when I see women like you doing great things to help other women, I'm very inspired by that.
Thank you. And you're very inspirational too. We all inspire each other. I say to each and every one of my client as well, you inspire me because there's always good in something, right? So we are always learning. And this collective vibration, right? If you're vibing, I'm vibing, we're having so much fun. Everyone who's watching this is going to have a higher vibe. And if the whole world, think about, we're just making a little contribution to the world, and that's how I feel. I love making contribution, a positive contribution to the world. And even if that means to help one person, and if we bring that intention into the world, into our daily lives, that's why you're going to live a happier life because, even that one person that you helped, that you were kind to, it's going to make a world of difference.
And that's what we need to, I think that's what we need to work on in this world, kindness. We need to work more and more of that because we don't know what people are going through. So for me, I just want to be kind. And I would like people not say what they should do for me, but what I want to put out there, because I notice when you're kind and you're on that positive vibration, things may happen, the energies, but when everything comes together, baby, it comes together for your good, because you're like, oh my God, I manifested this. Oh my God, all these good things start happening. But sometimes you have to go through things. You have to let the universe know that you can survive this. So you have to go through these challenges, tribulations, trials, whatever it is, because sometimes it's not what makes you, it's what you make of it. So I just, like 2020 for me, 2020, oh my God, I can't believe 2020. But 2020 has taught me, Lucy, that not just smell the roses, because people say, oh, I want to smell the roses, but to actually look at the rose, look at the petal, look at the bee on the rose. When I walk outside now, I'm like, okay, it's cold, but you know what? I'm alive to experience the cold. And if it's that cold, put on a damn jacket. Okay, put on some damn gloves. Okay, stop complaining or criticizing nature. We know it's going to get cold. Put on whatever it is you need to do. We criticize, we're not quick to compliment. That's what I see the world of today.
You know what? I host something called the I Am Remarkable workshop. It's a workshop that initiated from Google. Women don't apply for jobs unless they feel they're absolutely 100% a good fit for the job. And I feel like as entrepreneurs, we women, men tend to be like just wing it. I'm going to start this, try different streams of income. And for women entrepreneurs, usually it's like, I need to be 200% sure before I do anything. So there is a difference in women. And that's why I always say, if it's the truth, it's okay to brag. It's not bragging if it's the truth. You can talk about your accomplishments and you are amazing in your own ways and use that. Use your power, use your special power. And we all have those special power and they're different and it's okay. But use it so that you fulfill your life.
You hit the nail on the head when you said something, because so often I was raised by a man, so I have man like qualities. Okay. So, where I don't have a problem talking about my accomplishments, what I've done, where most women will consider that bragging. And I would have to have a conversation with them. It says, I'm not bragging. These are facts. This is just who I am and what I am. And we need to do more of that because it's not bragging. There's a difference between being braggadocious and just stating the obvious. Like, I know I have effervescent personality. That's not bragging. It is what it is. So, and I think when you do that, it feeds more confidence in you. Makes you more confident. And that's what I want women to understand. It's okay to look in the mirror and say, wow, I'm gorgeous today. I am beautiful. Lucy, I want to be my best friend, okay? Because if you met Jacqueline Charles and I didn't know her, I'd want you to introduce me to her because I wanted to be my best friend. Because I'm learning to treat myself so kindly, to love myself, to love who I am, to love the skin that I am in. But by the same token, not just to be so much in love with myself that I can't love others. I have this thing that I do, and I tell my girlfriends, they come to restaurants with me and they see what I do. When there's a wait staff and they're waiting on me and they're doing a great job, tell this to the wait staff. I mean, it's horrible, but I'll do this. And I'm like, get your manager over here right now. And they're like, what the hell did I do? And I'm like, I need your manager right now, over here right now. And they're like, oh my God, what happened? And I'm like, I need your manager. Okay. So I'm doing this. So the manager comes over and you can see the manager's coming over and the manager's like, oh my God, I'm about to hear another complaint. And you can see the manager's talking to them. And it's almost like they're raising their voice at the wait staff. You can see, and the wait staff is quivering. Don't yell at me, Lucy, because I love doing this. So the manager comes over, or the general manager comes over, and he's like, ma'am, I heard you wanted to speak to me. How can I help you? Well, can I tell you, my wait staff is freaking fabulous. The wait staff, now I have to stop doing that because one of my wait staff looks like they were going to have a heart attack. So I can't do that. I think it was contingent on their age. I need to know how to reframe that work. So, and the manager's like, it's almost he wants to sit next to me. Now we have the coronavirus, but before they would like reach over and they're like, do you want anything free on the menu? And I'm like, no, wait a minute, let me look at that again. But let me, we're so quick to criticize if the wait staff doesn't do anything right. We're not taking that extra time to get the manager over to compliment, because who knows, maybe this particular shift, it was a do or die. If I get a complaint, we're going to fire you. You never know. And I look into those things, and it took a long time for me to get at this peaceful place that I'm in. But any restaurants I go to, it doesn't matter. That's one of the things I do. And I like going with someone who's never gone to a restaurant with me, because then they're looking at me like, are you being a bee, Jackie? What the hell? And I know it. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to talk to you until the manager comes over. Nope, nope, don't talk to me. And then when I do that, they're like, oh my God, what a performance. I mean, and then you see the poor wait staff like, oh my God, thank you. Because you don't know if you're making that person's day. So those are the things, yeah, Lucy, those are the things I do.
I saw that coming. I'm like, oh, Jacqueline, that's definitely something she would do. I love it. But it's true. It's your habits, these little actions, they're the determinant of your life, right? Our thoughts, our actions, how you react, what you do, it makes up your life. You get to decide how your life is. You are the CEO of this cooperation called your life. And you mentioned earlier, you get to decide your circle. So you get to decide these actions. You hire, fire, this is your life. You can decide the next chapter, how you're going to write that empty chapter that's coming up next. It could be the climax, right? And you got to thank each of your lows. And I always say, here's a V, right? At the low point of your life, it sucks. You're in that dark tunnel, but you've got to know that's the best place to be, because all you've got from now on is uphill.
You're right. And for me, I'm a survivor of sex trafficking. And I decided I can become a victim of it for the rest of my life. Woe with me. I can, oh my God, not have a good relationship, hate men, hate women, and just be a pariah in my community. And I decided I'm going to use my experience to help others. It took me a while because I was embarrassed to talk about it. I blocked it out, and going to therapy brought it all out because I was getting into a depressive state for whatever reason. My life was great. I'm married 31 years. What the hell is going on with me? And then I decided, let me go seek therapy because I'm one of those people in the Black community that believes I'm going to therapy. Where my community, and I'm sure in your community, it's like, nope, we don't do therapy. Things have changed, but what I've decided to do is I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. And I'm in a negative space right now, and I can't keep blaming others. Like, woe is me because I ran away, because of stepmom, but I can't do that. So let's correct this behavior. Let's correct this behavior of Jackie, you don't like women. You only like talking to men. Now look at my life. I can't see myself without women anymore, you know? So it shows you how life has changed. So I decided to seek therapy and start taking the corrective measures and like, oh, I'm liking this life coaching, social work thing. So let me get into this life coaching thing because, and I like the word happiness coach. And then I started turning the frown upside down and just being open, a little bit too open, but open to my experience and sharing it with people because I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to have that victim mentality. I want to show people no matter where you are, you can always live your best life. You can start your life at any chapter because I call one of the things that I do, my work module, we're all in the same book. We're just in different chapters. And you may be in chapter 32, Lucy, and I'm in chapter 31, but I have to complete chapter 31 before I jump into chapter 32. And I don't want you to be in chapter 32 with me. I want you to go to chapter 33. So that's how I look at life, that it's an experience. I love it. I just love life because what's the alternative, Lucy? You know?
Yeah, seriously, whatever's hindering you right now, it might just be the building block of your greatness. I mean, hey, I'm Lucy Liu. This name used to bother me. Tell you the truth, right? I'm in Los Angeles, being close to Hollywood. I took acting classes as well. I went on commercial auditions, and every single time I went to an audition, the casting manager would like run out of their office, be like, "Oh, is it the Lucy Liu? Is it the Lucy Liu?" And they see me, and I'm like, "Oh, not the Lucy Liu." So I grew up with this kind of disappointment. I'm like, I hate my name for a while, right? Because it hinders me. It hinders me from doing great because I feel like there's just not another Angelina Jolie out there. It's just not possible. So there's this amazing Lucy Liu out there already. So I'm just gonna be nobody. So it could be a hindrance, and it was for a long time, but I learned to start embracing. I love my name now. It is my maiden name. I love it so much. I kept it after I married as well. So it whatever's hindering you right now is a need in your life. You talked about your past drama. When I first became a life coach, I followed all these coaches, and man, they were so amazing, and they had the worst childhood. They were
Mhm.
raped. They were, you know, they went through cancer. I'm like, just like, wow, I am nobody. I suck. Like, my life was pretty mediocre. I'm normal. I had a normal life. And I felt like that hindered me from being great. I imagine myself being a motivational speaker soon, but I felt like, hey, I don't have such a great story to tell. So you see, it's our own beliefs, whatever you believe in. I talk to people who are single and they feel being single is
Mhm.
hindering them. Hey, I say, you know what? I always felt if I never got married, I would be way better than where I am now, right? That's just a thought. That's just
Mhm.
your own belief. And whatever your belief is, let me tell you, it's probably a limiting belief. It's probably false evidence. It's probably that little liar inside your head telling you those false beliefs. So we just shush them. Start being very aware of those little voices in your
Mhm.
head and what is it telling you, right? And shush it. Say, hey, you cutie, you're pretty cute saying all this stuff, huh? But I'm not going to listen to you.
And that's why, I've done the work. And I realize that we're all amazing people, as you stated before. We just have to, because right now it's not that I don't believe it, I know it. So, because I'm at that, because I've done the work. So, no one can tell me that I can't do anything or I'm not better or I can never achieve anything because of what I've gone through. I can achieve anything I set my mind to. So whether I'm gonna and you said something that was so important. You don't have to have someone to do it with, meaning, oh, if she doesn't do it with me, I can't get it accomplished. You have to first believe in yourself, because I was one of those ladies like, oh, okay, if I'm doing it, let's do it together with my friend. And I'm like, wait a minute, no, 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 no. I'm limiting my beliefs, and I'm capping myself on where I could go. So I decided, because I've had many women who wanted to partner with me, but then when we got to that level, they were like nervous and scared, and they didn't think they could be successful because, or they didn't want to be more successful than their husband. Okay, that's a whole nother show. It's a whole nother show. So for me, I realized I just needed to have my tribe, and I have my tribe. I have women that I can actually talk to, and I'm like, look, this is what's going on with me. And I also have accountability people, because I never want to get so big headed that I have yes people around me. So I have people who are there when I'm climbing the ladder and the things that I've accomplished that'll pull me if I decide to get big headed, like, wait a minute, Jackie, do you remember when? Who do you think you are? You are not Cardi B. You are not Beyonce. You're Jackie Charles. And I'm like, no, I'm Jackie Charles. That's what I say. So I just, I think more women need to have these conversations regarding, whether marriages, children, how do you feel, because there's so many women right now, and men, that are working at a job that they hate. I don't have the percentage in front of me, but I was reading the newspaper, and they were talking about, stats were on there, how many people hate their jobs. They're there just for a paycheck. I never want to do that. And I'm not criticizing, because my platform, Lucy, is all about, it's a non-judgmental platform. Okay, it's a free space. You can say whatever you want to say with respect. I just don't understand, and majority of these people, Lucy, who hate their jobs, they want to do something else, but you hit the nail on the head. They're afraid, they're scared, they don't want to take the risk on themselves.
Well, you got to love the life you have now while you're trying to get the life you dream of, right? There's a fine line between, what you have now and what you want. And you've got to love both because that's your attitude.